Hi there, welcome to Watch Your Realms, a little review on Vixera, a new epic that's been added to the game, a mage and a lord, which makes it very exciting. And you know, if you haven't got Nastia, you didn't get lucky there, you can go for Vixera, providing you got the correct resources and the amount. You can also do it free to play. We need to take a closer look at their kit, what they appear as a terrorist. Now, they won't have the same as Nastia, like with the increased faction team members' damage against targets inflicted with the debuff by 5%, per debuff up to 40%. But besides that, reduces faction team members' skill cost by 15% and increases the team members' attributes by 10%, only 5% difference from such as that. In terms of the awakening, we'll include that first. Basic attack inflicts acute poisoning on the poisoned targets. That is great. Increases all poison and toxic surge damage taken by 40%. So considering what they can inflict it upon basic attacks, providing that the target is poisoned, that's great. 100%. Reduces damage taken from enemies inflicted with poison by 25%. That helps as well for survivability, because this is an epic. When you do have epics, the health pool isn't as great. So you can reduce by 25% survivability. Crit rate, 8%. That's actually really good as well. So when you build her out, you can be a bit more lenient on the crit rate and put it more into damage, attack. And then final, increases ultimate's damage multiplier by 150%, which is also a nice number too. You know, for an epic, someone you can get a hold of somewhat easily, if you've got the resources, you definitely need to go for Vixera. Visually, looks really good. Just flicking about. You've got the staff there with the skulls all around it. Got a crown as well. Visually looks pretty good. Looks undead in a way because of the colour of them. They've got blood going down the neck and a little symbol as well. The talent-wise, basic attack has a 40% chance to inflict poison. That's not too bad. So there with the damage. Each time the hero inflicts one stack of poison on enemies, permanently increases the hero's magic resistance penetration up to 30%. That is really good, considering what Nastia had on her skill set with the increasing the resistance penetration, which was through, I believe, awakening them, which I think stacked up to 40%, I think I remember reading. This one's 30% and it's permanent, and that's just through the talent, which is actually really good. Deals 100% damage to one enemy, and its basic attack, if the enemy's got poison on and you've awakened her properly, it'll add acute poisoning, which is great. And then the Endless Suffering passive, when receiving direct damage from enemies, there's a 30% chance to inflict poison on the target enemy and deal an extra 120% damage to them. So that can work for the Titanic Ruins then. You can increase the chances as well by an extra 20%. So it becomes a 50% chance, which is pretty decent. And as for the damage, 60 on top of the 120. Yeah, I'll take that. And as for the ultimate, you got to take in that extra 100, was it 120 or 150? 150 on top of the 350. But then again, damage can increase by 150 there. 150 plus 150 plus 350. That's quite a lot of damage. That's good enough. Skill cost, much cheaper. That's great. And it will deal it 3 times to one enemy and inflicts 2 stacks of poison each time. 2, 4, 6. Yeah. All round, Vixera, really good considering it's an epic. Skill sets complement one another, all works well together. And with having Vixera, brings the best out of Nemera and any of us along the way. If you don't have Nastia, Vixera can do a decent job herself. So always take that into mind and consideration. Good for different areas of the game, but more so PvE, not so much PvP. But then again, you can always try out in the single target PvP. Time will tell, of course. Ally buff, it also mentions. So, with that all being said, hopefully you managed to get Vixera and you got the resources for her and enjoy using her and any other new heroes you pull along the way. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.